Yo. Hey there, Pat Pons. It's been a while. Hi, how's it going? How's it going, y'all? Y'all got a good Christmas break, Christmas holiday, and if you didn't, did you at the very least get paid double for your work? Because no, I mean it always sucks hanging around on the holidays. Like believe you me, I had to do it for a while, and I didn't really enjoy it all that much. But I mean, you gotta sad thing to say, but just at least like making a bit more money. Like it's an investment. It's a temporal investment for a better future for when things get better going. Hey there, one. This is Raquel. As y'all are fully aware, and we're doing the Patapon video. As you can probably say or tell by the image here, we're not doing the normal thing. I'm still gonna be mostly answering questions, but I'm gonna set back to regular colors. But as you can see, I'm actually in Photoshop today rather than on open canvas, because I'm going to at first do a background for my A2XT2 level that I have to do. I wasn't able to set aside a time for it for all this time, and I feel super bad, but at the very least now I do have the chance, while speaking out with you, I can work on that and like maybe give you a preview of my level. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of art requests I haven't done yet, but sometimes I think a change of pace is alright. Right? Who knows? So yeah, I'm gonna have to pull out my question every time I gotta read. Okay, this I don't know if this is gonna work. But let's start with Meatball Rider. Dear Cal, the previous questions are no longer canon. Please ignore them. This time there are guts to post a music. Guts. I don't know. That's English. Let's open up the YouTube because some things just never change. It's a YouTube link. It opens up to Cowboy Bebop. Waltz of ZZ. That's well chosen name. Ooh, volume was a bit high. Nothing new about the universe. One, what is your favorite video game urban legend? I don't really have a favorite video game urban legend. I really like that the Godzilla one, Never Forget 1973. So I'm gonna go with that one. But it's not really an urban legend. It's a fictional story. But the print like I know a lot of fictional stories, but urban not. I don't know enough about them. I need to think about it a bit more. 2, what is your favorite flavor that you enjoy despite not enjoying what the flavor comes from? Banana. Like, I don't enjoy eating a banana because the texture on your mouth and just the general mouthfeel, but I love banana stuff, like banana bread. Yeah, that was easy enough to answer. 3, how much would you pay for immunity to mortal itches? Not a lot. Like I wouldn't willing to pay like $5-10, maybe up to 20. But I mean, I wouldn't vouch my immortal soul or anything. Like that's just itches. It's like it happens. 4, do you believe? What do you believe is the correct terminology for when you're sleepy? But you have issues writing this. Didn't you? What do you believe is the correct terminology for when you're sleepy, but as you stay up to play video games anyway? That's just a one more level syndrome. It's just it has many different classifications. Like it will have variants, but it's just a one more level syndrome applied to late night and sleeping. Yeah, there's no need to reinvent the wheel for every new concepts that erupts. 5, in some of the lores, powerful wizards instantly forget spells the second they cast them, and it's annoying. But I digress. What is perhaps the most important thing you've ever forgotten? That's a good question, because turns out I don't remember. 6, how many times a year do you imagine you burn your tongue? Anytime I make myself frozen pizza, so maybe 10 times-ish a year, sounds right? 7, what is your favorite knock-knock joke? the interrupting cow one. I'm not even gonna say it, cause y'all know what it is. 8, would you rather X or Y? I'd rather X probably, but ultimately I think y'all are aware that I'm gonna be leaning more towards some kind of Z situation. But hey, if I have no choice, X is gonna be the place. It's 2 bars, like transversing each other, rather than just being kind of perpendicular. Like, that is so much superior. It's barely a question. Kaika! Super important question. How will your Christmas have been? Now that you're answering these things again, it has already been. I love the phrasing. How has... I know what, I think Christmas was alright. I think that's about the right color. It's gonna be mostly white, actually. Honestly, due to several circumstances, this is the first Christmas period where you know what, nah, that's gonna be fine. Where, I was actually able to spend time with family members, and yeah, like, that hasn't happened in a while. Now, I do have, like, if you'll recall, continuity here. I've always had kind of a strange relationship in my brain about family stuff, because like I tend to treat them like any other people. Like, if I see a long lost cousin or something, my reaction won't be, "Oh, it's my long lost cousin. Why don't you come in and we'll bake a pie?" I'll probably just treat them like any other stranger I would encounter in the road. So rather than baking a pie, would be baking muffins. But, no. So, but still, like, I got to keep in touch, kind of like get sort of like updated on the info of what has been going on. And there has been, like, quite a bit going on, and that was kind of it's kind of neat. I mean, but otherwise it was really mellow and chill. And you know what? That's how I want it. To me, a vacation or any kind of break, like for some people, they need to do something. They need an activity. They need to be actively at work at a thing. But to me, a vacation, a break, is doing nothing. That is how you rest, and at least for me. And I understand why some people are different. I mean, and it's normal. We're all programmed differently, and that's just the way it is. And I know that's not a reason to judge peeps, but it was a lot of nothing, and I liked it that way. Yeah, like, so overall, a very pleasant experience. I got to speak over the phone with my dad, which, doesn't seem like much, because I did go to a vacation at his place a while back, but I still not really in contact with him all that much, except, he's supposed to be moving back to Sherbrooke, at some point next year, or this year at this point, so that's gonna be nice. But yeah, no, really mellow, really cool, no impact, nothing offensive. Just chill and relax and have fun. And I wouldn't really want it any other way, probably. Nah, definitely, probably. There's no probability there. Mickafire! Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you too, man. Please sum up the year 2015. Man, the year 2015 is a year where my life has changed quite a bit. I can't, like, it's still barely registered. What I'm doing right now, by the way, is the background image for what I need to do that I've been kind of not working on, and I feel bad about it. Yeah, so, yeah, when the year started, 2015 just kind of looked like there's going to be 2015, just another year down the notch. Sometimes you can't predict when things are going to take wild swings. Unfortunately, that goes for both ways. I can take a wild good swing and can take a good bad swing. But luckily, it was a good swing. Like, I basically, just the fact that I'm doing this here. Like, this is what happened. 2015 started out like any normal year. Except then things at work kind of got progressively worse and worse, and I had a nervous breakdown. Then I panicked a little bit. I quit, and for my own health. Then I was encouraged to do this weird little experiment as an alternative to earn income. And here we are. Basically, the rest of the year was me getting used to that, working on that, trying to make it work, and Magalex 2. That basically, at the very least for everyone else, is going to have their own adventure. And I don't know if anyone else would be able to very easily sum it up. It's rare that a year can be really summed up by this one major event. Like, it's gonna happen, like, in the news and stuff. Like, if we're talking globally, yeah, it's gonna happen. But when you're speaking of an individual, I don't know, to me that seems kind of weird, but yeah, no, this is the year where I've finally decided to put my utmost confidence in all of you and see where it goes. And turns out it went to really great places. That is... Ooh, what happened there, Mr. Color Changer thing? That was my year to me. That was the year. That was 2015. And, yeah, I always feel like a big old sap whenever this comes up, so I do apologize for that. But that's what it's been, and yeah, so it's been a great year. 2015, one of the best years I've had in a while. Should probably go back to saying silly things real soon before it gets too weird. No, but seriously though, like, thank y'all of y'all. This has been possible, literally, thanks to each and every one of you. Keep it going. 2016 has to really roll up its sleeves to be as good as it has been last year. So be prepared. Be kamikaze. Cyclops Sniper Lady is Manako from Monster Musume. She's the cutest character in the whole thing and deserves all the hugs here. Have a nice music. I'm feeling if the weird way you write sometimes is a means to imitate the way I speak. Now, I know it's not meant to be mean, but it's still kind of funny seeing it sometimes. Let's see what a music looks. Donkey Kong Country 2. At a kazoo! This is pretty good. Oh man, you have to like kazoo it up like several times, and or clone himself. That's not a kazoo, that's a drum! Ugh, false advertising. Oh, and a question recently I got fed up with always getting Shaft release date-wise and bought an American 3DS so I can play games that don't get released here, / get released 4 months later. Have there ever been games that weren't released in your region that you really wanted to play? Guilty Gear Design, or whatever the next expansion's gonna be. No, as a fighting game enthusiasm in the 90s, I understand your plight. Especially when you still get, like, Tekken 7 is still arcade only. I'm not gonna be able to play it forever. Well, let alone that I don't have any of the consoles that would be able to play it, but, like, nonetheless, I do not have access to Japanese arcades here in middle of nowhere Canada. And no, yeah, that's... calling it a frustration would be a bit of an exaggeration. That's pretty good. Calling it frustration would be an exaggeration, but it is a little, like, it's a little, you know, it's a little, just a little, and I understand what you mean. Now, to go ahead and, like, import something, you know what? I'm gonna go with something, actually, something concrete when I was younger. The Darkstalker game for the Sega Saturn, which I believe was called, like, Vampire for Online Gaming Distribution, something like that. I forget the exact name, like, but it has this super weird name. It was for the... I think it was for the Saturn, and you needed a like an extra RAM pack or something. Basically, what it was that it mugened up, like basically where you can play any of the Darkstalkers characters of any game basically together, and it was this super weird package game. Now, ultimately, I did get to play it because it was ported to Japanese Dreamcast, I think, and a friend of mine had it, and I was able to play it and borrow it from there because using Game Shark, I could play. You could play import Dreamcast that way, and I did. Or was it placed? No, I think it was Dreamcast. I know, I forget if it. But yeah, basically, I know what you mean. Like when I was a child in Nintendo Power, at some point they were talking about games in Japan. There was like a make your own shmup game. And I was like, what? Why can't we have that? I want to play that. But, I couldn't. Later on in life, I've learned that a game is not at all something I would have enjoyed due to, the way that the technical limitations limited how you could actually go about and do things. So, ultimately, it wasn't that big of a loss, but... sometimes that's what it is to being a kid. But no, still, like, to import a full console like that, man, especially since you already had a 3DS, that speaks loudly about sort of your situation there. Congrats, I guess. I don't know. Is that the correct word to use? I will say that, I don't know what, but I will say it very loudly at no one in particular. Because I remember Tamagotchi Life, like, you had to use a DS, so, like, that's just goes to show how passionate you are about getting things in time. Now, I don't understand why region locking is still a thing. Like, I'm pretty sure it has its reason to be. Like, they wouldn't be doing it just for thrills and funs, but I just can't fathom what the reason could even possibly be, Like, how do you benefit from region locking? That just seems so weird to me. But it's there. Can't do much about it, unfortunately. At least not for now. So, Mama Bo, Merry Christmas, Cow. Since you won't answer this until after Christmas, how was your day? And did you do anything special with your family/friends? I already answered that. But thank you for asking, and hope you had a great holiday season too. Buddy. Also, anything interesting in those Hearthstone packs? Blinking emoticon. So Zmamabo, in an unofficial entry of the Advent Christmas, sent me basically $20 to spend on Hearthstone packs, which I did. Unfortunately, I didn't get any legendaries or really much of anything really exciting. What I did get was, though I could finally get my 2 effigies and 2 bear traps, as well as enough dust to finally get, what's his face, Megatort? Like there are 3 legendaries that you can get from any packs, Murkai, ETC, and I think it's Megatorg, well, that dwarf guy that has an invention. I didn't have him, so I finally had enough dust to get him, and that made me happy. I was kind of like wondering about whether or not I should be filming it or something, but it turns out I just kind of opened them all up in a flurry of activity one evening. So thank you again very much for gifts. Unfortunately, it wasn't something that ended up being public. At the very least, it is shared with a handful of Patreon peeps that watch this. Again, though, thank you very much for your kind words and your generosity, man. Pingo Penguinson, that penguin in the picture has the right idea. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Roughly like 2 cubic meter, more or less. Zipto, dang it! I checked my YouTube history, and indeed, Wonderful 101 started last year and ended on February this year, talking about the Chip and Ironicus Let's Play here. I guess that verifies your claim that there are way too many LPs going on. Capital P. Anyway, next week is the last week of the year, so what are you expecting from next year in general? I don't know what I'd say. I'm excited. Is that finished? I'm gonna need to do. Yeah. Okay. Um. I know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what to expect from the next year. Honestly, I'm a little afraid. Like, I just hope things keep going well. Which is wow. That is a really lame thing to say now that I think about it, and I feel like I should apologize. But like, it's a weird thing to say, but I just kind of like hope for more of the same. For the same good times. I just hope that I stay with the relative amount of health that I have. That my family and friends stay safe and also stay healthy. And I hope that y'all, also stay well. And everyone out there. Oh no, my desktop. What will I do? I hope that everyone will be okay. Everyone stays okay. I don't have any plans per se. I just hope that since things are going well right now, I hope that things can continue. Oh man, spoilers, I guess. I don't know. I hope that they can continue being going well. Like, it's a weird thing to say, but what I expect of the year is a continuation of the good times. Where is land masses in this thing? This is all background stuff. That's not what I want at all. Oh, it's gonna be blocked. Idiot. Let's see here. What? It's gonna be... man. So those only exist in corners. They don't have angles, really? I was sure that grass would have angles. Oh, but okay, the angles aren't with the blocks. This is weirdly organized, and I keep forgetting every time. Alright, let's keep going down then. Because if there's upside down, I don't need that. Okay, okay, so there is angles, alright. Book, book, book. Book, 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 book. I don't need the upside down ones. Yeah, just those and the basic ones. I don't think I'm just gonna do a color change. I'm not gonna need the corners either. Just the flat ones and the angle ones. So yeah, no real plans really. I just want things to continue as well as they can, which I don't know, might feel a little. Why didn't it save the rest? God damn it. Like, wow, working while doing this turns out doesn't go super well. And other things that rhyme with juice. Always and forever. Come on, man, just grab this. That's what I need. Copy. Put this here. Weird that they're separated like that, though. Yeah, I'm not gonna need the masks. I'm just gonna change, yeah, and keep the general shape. Learn how to be lazy with okay. Yeah, no plans per se though. Like, I'm just expecting. Like, I hope that momentum keeps going. I might, that's a big might, but I might try streaming. This might be the year that I try streaming. But that's a way huge time bucket commitment that I need to kind of like maybe work around. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to promise anything. It's a big might. Like, it's capital M might here. But you never know. You certainly can never. Well, I mean, you can if you can time travel, or if you're listening to this particular video / audio like in the future. I do not control that, so it might be possible. What am I even talking about anymore? Zio Masada. Hey, Rao, I haven't been here for a while. Why? No idea. Want some random bullshit questions? What's the best kind of bread? Depends on the context. Just bread like that is white, but if you want a good sandwich, wheat will be better. And Italian bread is the best for submarine sandwiches. How much time you spend at the mall lately? Zero. As a teenager, I spent a lot more time in the mall, but as an adult, very little to nothing. No, I just don't even step in malls anymore. How are you feeling about the final Smash DLC? Corin, I have no opinion, but at the very least they try to make them really interesting. I'm super hyped for Bayonetta though, and I think she's looks to be really cool, and I'm curious to see her in action. Like she looks to be really complex to play, and I think that's a good thing. Like a high skill ceiling character designed as such in Smash could be really interesting. But otherwise, yeah, I am really excited. The hype kind of died down. Like we all know it's gonna appear at some point in February, so just waiting until then, really. After it's gonna be nice because I'm not gonna have to spend any more money on Smash. Do you like boba tea? I don't know what boba tea is. If someone sent you some sort of music making stuff, a MIDI controller, software of sorts, mayhaps, would you use it? Making music has always been something that intrigued me, and I just never really took the time to educate myself on what would be required to do. Like, I know that there are tools out there, like Fruity Loops and stuff, that just kind of like, just take care of things on a hardware level. So I might just do so like I realize I might be able to just do something with that, but I don't know. It's like something that always interested me, but I never really ever took the time to do anything about, and I feel kind of bad about that. So I don't know. Yeah, I can just do color replacement for this, honestly. So the problem with sending out like a keyboard or a controller or something like that is that's maybe a space situation. Why is this weird? Okay, it's just that a space situation, so it's probably a bad idea. Like a MIDI controller sounds like something that'd be pretty big, no? But otherwise, I am interested there. Also, it's a time commitment thing again. Would I have time to really play around with it? Like, I hope I'd be able to make the time. It's not something I can. But I think it looks. Would you put it out for download? The music I do, probably. Yeah. Expect people. Wait. No. I'm mixing up my things. Would you use it? Okay, so would I use it? Probably, I think. Would you put it out for download? Definitely. Expect people to buy it. Well, at the very least, at first, I would just be doing it for fun. To do something for buy, I would need some. I feel some experience in it before. I think it's something. Just think about how hard it is for me to convince myself that peeps would be interesting in buying my art. Like, imagine how much I need to work on it for me to feel comfortable about music. Play live shows, unlikely. Why has God abandoned us? There are many reasons. Just read up on any newspaper. Take every second word that appears on every fifth line of every article, and it's gonna be all spelled out for you. Not really a question per se, but something that happened and I thought you might get a kick out of. The other day, I offered to Mr. Izo Citration that we hang out sometime around his birthday, knowing he is a fellow Californian. Hilariously enough, me and him have been living in the same town, half an hour away from each other for at least 17 years. Weird stuff. The internet is a really small space. Today we just hung out. It was pretty great. Oh man, that is great. That thanks to the internet, you actually got like a friend. That's almost worthy of jealousy. But seriously though, that is super neat. Like, I don't know, does it make sense to say congrats in this kind of situation? Because I feel like that's what I want to say. It's like, yeah, congratulations on gaining a friend. Friendship is hard to attain So please take care of it. Yeah, if I do it this way, and just do that on all of them so that it keeps parity, should be good. Yeah, that should kind of work. It might be messy, but it should kind of work. Shoot, I forgot where I was. What color am I painting? Yeah, it's over these types of greens. That is super cool though, but seriously, while I'm getting sidetracked by 55 things, Maiku Wataharu says, "So did you get everything you want for Christmas?" To which I answer, yes. It helps when you don't really want anything, but I just kept getting a whole lot of surprises, both by you, by all of you. Like the gist of the gifts were basically all by you guys. Like the Christmas Advent thing has been super generous this year. Like there were so many people who like participated with a big variety of gifts, and like compared to last year, compared to Christmas 2014, there were very little like joke gifts. A lot of them were genuine things to be enjoyed, and I am so happy for that. Like, that is so cool. Thank you, like, so much, everyone, for participating. And, I mean, ultimately, like, it's not just gifts. I had good times. Had a time to unwind a little bit. Yeah. No, yeah. I definitely did get everything I wanted and more for Christmas. The lovely penguin! Oh man, that is a top-class penguin picture you did in this past video. Even though I wasn't the one who requested it, you have made this penguin happy. Hope you had a good Christmas. Have some music. And I got a music link that I'm going to copy and paste into Firefox. Can you believe the magic? Shantae and the Pirates Curse the West Sea, Scorching Dunes, Sunburn Island. Shantae, Shalala, is a video game character. In regard to the previous question, Spawn Sire of Ulamog isn't a legendary creature. If a creature is legendary, it will indicate as such in its type line. But no worries, I just want to clear that up. Now for an actual question. Have you ever consumed a piece of media, book, movie, game, etc., and found the story just so bad or uninteresting that you literally could not continue, not even out of bile fascination? The only real example I have, unfortunately, doesn't translate well to this little video thing, because it's the most recent and most egregious example is a friend of an uncle had just written a fantasy book, and you know, my uncle gave me a copy going, hey, you want to try this out? I know you like to read the books. And I gave it a try because, you know what, why not? Let's give it a try. It's like a 400 monster of a book, and oh, whoops, I forgot to change the mode here, the color mode, because it's an index color. I want it in real colors. I'm doing kind of a happy slappy. Wait, what color am I? Happy slappy dash job of this. I'm aware, but I think it's gonna look okay. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I gave it a try, and because, you know, I figured, no, why not? Like, it's a good, like, he just wants me to share something a friend did. That's pretty cool. And it was just so full of really, really tired cliche. Like, it was not. Whoa. Okay, that's really. This seems off, but okay. And it's just, it wasn't. Yeah, why? Huh. Did I forget to... Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. Wait. I have to redo this one. Yeah, it was just like such a... It's just... It was a... So, like, basically think of every single... trope that you can have in a fantasy, where it's, you've got just like child in a small town village, and then, you know, suddenly, oh no, there's magical grandpa who's like an old wizard. He says, oh no, Harry, you've got a destiny going. I mean, it's just so nothing new was brought to the question. I made it to roughly like maybe 20 pages in, and I already just couldn't take it anymore. It was just too much. There was nothing of value. And like, that's probably the rudest thing you can say about any work of fiction ever, I'm aware, but that's just how it was. It was just completely pointless. Like, it's just this huge book, and but it was a huge book for nothing. And it wasn't so much it was bad, because it wasn't bad for fun reasons. It was bad for bad, sorry, sad reasons. Unfortunately, I don't know the name, and it was in French, so it's like, I can't really say it, like, recommend it, or tell you what it is, which is kind of the unfortunate thing here, so it makes for a very bad story to tell here. But yeah, so, if you want me to be really disinterested, do something without any original ideas. That's gonna do it. Gregory Coca-Cola, question for 2016, Cal. When is the last time you played local multiplayer in a video game? As in the same room with another person, but not over the internet. What was the game? Last year, me and 2 work buddies got together to play Mario Kart 8. That was it. It was a fun experience. I felt bad because I hadn't played a Mario Kart game in a while and was mostly kind of left in the dust, and as y'all know, I'm not the super best of losers out there. Sometimes I take it bad, but I mean, we mostly had a lot of fun, and honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Turns out playing video games with other people, it's a lot of fun. Who would have thought? It's impossible to predict. Phillypot, have you had a good holiday, future cow? Exclamation mark, so it's not a question. Here's my musical requests. Let's check it out. It's a musical request after we had the booty beats of Sundial Beach. Here we got 10 Sec Fairy by Upside Down as Spoon. Okay. You guys can hear anything?
These are not ghosts on your radio, just 2 slightly overweight middle-aged guys still living in 1976.
Man, the image quality on this movie, I've seen better, but okay, now that it's starting out, there's something going on here. It's a road trip song. Question, what is your favorite Japanese giant movie monster? Gamora. He's a big turtle, you know, like, he's a friend of children. What is your favorite Magic the Gathering set or block? And what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? The airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow is 30 feet per meter, which is really weird, because it's like from a space to a space, so it doesn't really quite work to indicate momentum or speed, but I'm not the one that wrote the rules. You gotta ask the swallow for that. Favorite set for Magic the Gathering is probably Time Spiral block. I'm not sure which set, though. Because, let's see, there was Time Spiral that was, like, basically parody of old cards, so probably that one. I don't know, sometimes I'm listening to the music and I realize I shouldn't. Yeah, probably that one. Because, yeah, I thought it was super cool. Like, of course, it requires a certain knowledge of the other cards to appreciate. Because what it does is it basically, it goes, like basically it takes old cards, well-known cards, and kind of, like, does a whole kind of weird flippy things with the color pie. And like this sounds like super absolute nonsense to anyone who isn't knowledgeable about magic. But for someone who is knowledgeable, it's like the best, weirdest fan gift that I never knew I wanted real bad. And also, I have to give my appreciation to the third set, whose name I forget, Future something, because at that point, like, they were basically printing cards from a non-set into an actual card set that's gonna be played for real, and that is just amazing. Like, honestly, yeah, like Time Spiral as a whole was sort of the start of this trend where cards would become more and more and more and more insane, and just kind of like do the weirdest things. Like, nowadays cards are just nuts, and like the rules, it feels like, are almost turning into exceptions. It's all started there. It's all started there, and because of that, yeah, it will obviously be my favorite set. Like, honestly, well, the whole Time Spiral block is kind of like what got me back into Magic to start with. I had kind of like fallen off for a while. Like, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. I missed the guild, unfortunately. I missed the Japanese one, less unfortunately. Like, after the fact, I went and like absorbed all the information out there, so like it's not, so it's okay. Like, I'm still, but still, like I kind of miss like the light hype about a lot of stuff. But that's what got me back. Knowing where they were going with this, with the future of Magic, just changed everything with me. I don't know. I have trouble communicating clearly today. I feel super bad about it. Why Marseille? I have a couple of things in my Steam inventory that you'd probably mildly enjoy, but I don't want to be a hassle with friend requests and stuff. Oh, well, it's thought and counts or something like that, right? It's not like they're anything big, like games or whatever. Well, what? Are you a Steam friend of mine or not? Like, my policy with Steam friends is that I need to recognize the name, and normally I'll accept them. I guess it's not. I should look and see if you're there. You know what? Let's do that right now. Like, why not? Are you in my invite, Magoo here? Why Marseille? Are you there? If anyone of you out there see your name here and I just never recognized you or forgot, please tell me about it. Like, I don't know if that's the thing, though, is that the thing is that probably your name on the internet or on Steam isn't Weimar Science. Like, in that case, I have no way, yes. Like, I'm not seeing that there. If you're in there, but I just don't know as whom, like, just tell me in some way, and I'll add you in, man. Like, I know it's not the best thing in the universe, the whole friend system to give things and stuff, but that's not my fault. I didn't invent the system. It was there when I got here. But yeah, because, I mean, I don't see what your message is otherwise, other than possibly a veiled threat in some way. I'm not sure what I would have done that would, merit some kind of threat, but I mean, I keep doing things accidentally all the time. This would not be a new time that would happen, and I am fully ready to accept the consequences of this. I didn't do the straight one, did I? Yes, I did. I'm an idiot. I like to say things that make no sense too. You might have noticed that also throughout time, but it's really subtle. Telemon! Alright, so next to that, here's a different musing request, one that should be considerably less copyright-inducing, and we got a big old link here that also includes a timestamp. Music requests today have been really nice, by the way, just putting that out there.
Hey there everyone, this is Avcow, and I guess I'm come here bearing kind of bad news. Problem is, well, all seen my videos and stuff. The problem is I'm getting problem with bandwidth and bandwidth cap.
Man.
So I'm wondering if I'll be able to continue with my LPs like that. Because,
Man.
but I think I need it.
Oh, it sounds so sad, and I was genuinely so disappointed back. That's been years ago. Allez la la! Well, this is going. Hello! I hope that you had a wonderful holiday and a very happy new year now, column capital D. Question: what are your feelings about knockback after taking damage in video games? Yay or nay? What about like falling over animation stunt that happens in Super Mario 64, which the character's unmovable for a second or so after taking high amounts of damage? I don't know. Stun, I get. Knockback, like, I understand the reason why it happens. Like, I understand why you would put that in your game document Bible and then put it in your actual video game. Like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but, wow. So, like, especially, the thing is... Oh yeah, this is one of those things that had, like, several different thing. No, it's just a heart. I don't know, it was like a bonus thing at the end. Like, video games are made to be played. No, but like, so, the classic example of knockback being a real hassle is Ninja Gaiden on the NES, where, you know, you play as a ninja, and there's level on the cliffs, and birds, they like to fly around cliffs, and they knock you into holes, even though they're just a tiny bird. And, like, that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with knockback per se, except I can't really any reasons why you would want knockback, other than having difficulty based on being a jerk. Being hit and taking damage is fine, it's something I accept that it's gonna happen, that's the whole relationship between, you know, the player characters and its obstacles in a nutshell. Knockback serves only because you're gonna knock the player off a platform and either cause cheap deaths through instant death pipes or having to redo platforming segments, and that's just kind of So, like, I wouldn't, like... My dislike of that kind of shenanigan I wouldn't call passionate at all, because it is not. But I will say that it's... Let's say that if I were to make my own video game from scratch, it wouldn't have neither stun nor fall damage. The stun thing you were talking about in Mario 64 is an interesting sort of like middle ground where like... But maybe it's like I like to give the player the option of having an invincibility period so that you can put yourself into safety and or run through a thing, because this means you can afford to make your video game to be more on the high octane, high energy, speed style, you know? Because otherwise, you have to design your game around that. You're gonna have to design your game around the notion that, you know, your player character is gonna be knocked around, and so you have to mellow things down a little bit. So honestly, now that I'm thinking about it more and more, I think that not having any kind of stun or fallback helps you give more freedom in terms of pure level design, and it varies the way I'm seeing it. I could be wrong, and I am probably wrong on some level. That's the way I'm seeing it right now, because if you're just making it so you just get hit, you sit there, you don't fly off all over the place, you can just basically concentrate yourself on making a good obstacle run or whatever. Yeah. But it's a good thing to think about. Make a Fire has questions. 1. What did you get for Decemberween beside what the Talkhouse sent? So I got 2 things. I got the DC Encyclopedia, which is a super beautiful book with like all the characters in it, and I haven't really started to read, but it's like super huge, and it's super neat, and it came from my mother, and I completely did not expect to get that. And I got 10th album of François Pérusse, which is a French comedian, and it is very funny, although chaotic and really fast-paced album. But it was very enjoyable, and I have one of his songs stuck in my head right now. Good times. No, seriously, I'm very pleased with what I got in terms of physical offerings this year. 2, read any more good books lately? So on the Advent Christmas book reading club, so my progress is I was done with Full Hearts, One Punch Man Volume 1, and now I'm currently working my way through Watchmen. What something you gotta realize that when I read a comic, I pour. Like, I take a lot of time looking at panels, looking at the details, the background, so it takes me a long while to go through. And then, I go back a few pages and I read a page to make sure I get everything with a more natural flow. So it's really something like when I read a comic, I work a comic. I go really slowly and I take my time. It's been super enjoyable though. Watchmen is really good, and as far as I can tell, has earned its reputation as a really good book, turns out. 3, what fictional character would you punch in the face if given the chance? Man, I don't know. I don't want to hit anyone. Like even a villain or something. If I were, I don't want to punch anyone. Do not make me punch people, please. Come on, that's just cruel. We have to find non-violent positions to solve our problems. Give him a mop instead. Tell him to clean the floor. 4, please sum up Canada in 20 words or less. Okay. It's a country that is too big to be self-sustainable and also pretty dang gosh cold in the winter. 20. 5, what is the scariest looking animal? Anglerfishes. 6, the powerful ascended master senses your confusion, reappears to you in a vision during brunch to clarify thine quest, which totally isn't randomly generated. A disease is plaguing the critters of our forest. It's horrible. Fortunately, I think I can find a cure, but I will need some of those critters to study them and try out the cure. Hero, take these traps, set them out in the forest, and wait for them to trap a creature. Bring me back about 6 critters, doesn't matter what kind. Just be careful of other creatures which might get stuck in a trap as well. They may not be as friendly. What will you do? The powerful Ascended Master gave me the tools with the traps. Might as well go and do it. I don't know, like, if the powerful Ascended Master trusts me to be able to do this, like, I'm assuming he looked at my stat sheets here, and gave me appropriate equipment, and, put me on a quest that I'm equipped to do. So I basically just try and do this as best as I can. Now, I don't know how a lot 6 critters is, and Pokemon doesn't take a whole lot to get all 6. Yeah, I got your joke there. So basically I just need running shoes to run fast and a talking computer in my pockets. 7, why is the human servant transparent? Oh, that was my art. Because the image was meant to illustrate the penguin. If I had to make the human non-transparent, your focus might unwittingly go on the human, which is not meant to be the case. The penguin is the core of the universe. The penguin is all. Don't forget to experience the fury of the music requests. They've been pretty good up to now. I hope yours survives. Sumar World, it's a me. MIP 7 Special by Funk Fiction. Alright. Loaded pretty darn gosh soon, apparently. 1st December 2015.
Press start to play.
Man. Did I hear something similar before? I don't know. OC Remix was found in 1999 by a computer graphic. Meatball Rider is back! A New Year bonus. This is message to the future from the past. Incredible. As you may or may not be aware, there are many video games in the world, and some of them are even good ones. But a question I pose on this day is, what is the single worst things you have seen unnecessarily added to a video game? A gimmick that has marred an otherwise stellar video game. Can it really exist? Please get philosophical. Yes, it can exist, but I feel like I need to think about it. Because that is something that has... Like, I'm pretty sure... This is from Super Mario World. Can't really recognize it yet. But yeah, no, this is definitely something I have experienced. Like, just this one little thing that kind of ruins the rest of the game. Like, I'm pretty sure that happened in Let's Plays I did. Because unfortunately, I try to focus on remembering things I enjoy and not things that displease me, so... I always kind of like have the struggle to remember the specifics of something I have felt to be unpleasant. Which I'm not gonna complain about. I think that's a cool thing to have as a thing. But, Oh, okay, now I recognize the song. That's map music. I wouldn't have expected that. Who the hell does a remix of the map music? That guy, I guess. But yes, video games. Oh, so a video game that was ruined. But see, like I understand why that happens because video games are really hard to make. They require the work of a lot of people. Well, not indie games though, and that can also happen in indie games. Is it more likely to happen in an indie game or an AAA game or like a video game? I don't know. Okay, but I'm really trying to think this out here. What video game have I played at some point? Like it has to have happened, but I just can't really think of what. Like, it must have happened before. I'm gonna open up Wolfenbottle editor while I'm thinking about this. No, wait, no. Yeah, no. Game that's Martin otherwise stellar video game, can it really exist? Yes. Yes, it can. People out there, okay, I'm gonna send this out to you guys. I know that this has happened several times in video games. Help me out here, like, what? Give me an example of this happening, because I know it did. Open file. Why would I open up my PC file? That makes no sense. What? Whoa, what? Wait, whoa. Oh no, look at all the things I got on my things. Stuff and stuff too. Who knows what's there, that? So, yeah, no, a thing in single game. No, I feel super bad. Because I should be able, well, maybe not necessarily to, like, pinpoint an occurrence of this happening, but, like, I thought that it more clearly come to mind, and I'm honestly surprised a little bit. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna have to change things around here. Let's see, if I resize this, and, make this happen here, and I can just, okay, it's blank. Actually, how, no, you can't really, so I'm just gonna do it here and block it off. This is frustrating to me, but no, it's I don't need it down, but I need it here. Well, you know, it's definitely a thing that happens. I'm so frustrated. No, so people help me out here. You guys come to my aid all the time, so now's your chance. Give me. There are video games out there that ruin themselves just out of, I don't know the reason why. Oops. There are games out there that ruin themselves by just tacking on unneeded gimmicks. Why can't I think of one specifically myself, though? I don't know. That's just me being me, as usual. But I'm just so frustrated now. because I feel like I should be able to think of this myself, you know? Why is nothing coming to mind? Why is nothing coming to mind? Oh, nice. See, I can just put this here. Oh, this looks alright. Just gonna do it like this. Just like this. Dang it! I need a... Okay, nope, not quite. Nothing's gonna be higher than one block. Yeah. As long as I am careful here. I feel it needs to go up, so I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna do it this way. Oh man, that looks perfect actually. Great. You're gonna appear here. Great. This looks a lot better than I thought it would, so I'm really happy. No context given. But yeah, help me out here. I've been faffing about this. I feel this question needs an answer. It needs a good answer. But obviously I cannot provide it. So help me out, okay? Give me everyone out there, everyone who have listened to this audio or has watched this video, give me an example of a game being ruined by a small gimmick. There are tons of them, and we're gonna name them all. Wow. No, my idea I thought it'd be pretty cool to work on this while doing a video, but turns out I have trouble multitasking. That's nothing new, but got one last questions to go. Pizza Pony can't have a section without that guy. 2005, 15 went by faster than 14. Hopefully it doesn't get any faster. Music! Alright. Got music here. Last music of the day. What is it gonna be? Dragon Ball OST, Dragon Ball known as O. Oh, that song. Yeah, I recognize that. Questions and whatnot. 1. I bring this up just as a topic of discussion. So last week I asked about Christmas ghosts and you politely refused. And I'm totally okay with that, but it made me wonder, what exactly is and isn't a private life? What could be lost from giving general guessable information? Say you had said she's in her 30s, like the movie I Am a Potato Farmer, works at an office, and eats 5 bagels a day. What would change? No one would still have any way to interact with her. Certainly no one here would judge her for any of her likings. Just kinda realized that in these videos I revealed my age, job, and favorite things, and well, nothing changed. I have been more and more open with my own details. Honestly, I'm kinda like you in the sense that I don't mind giving out anything that wouldn't either be deemed inappropriate or that wouldn't put me in any form of danger. Like, not that I'm distrusting any of you, but you know, just being safe, I guess, is a cool and fun thing to do. But I mean, if a person doesn't want to have anything revealed, I trust them. You have to remember, I mean, that's going to be giving a little bit more info, but, you know, the ghost is from a slightly older generation. She's a bit older than me, and, back then, you just never gave out information to anyone ever. That was just a thing. And I respect the fact I respect that. That's okay. That's cool. That's great. That's fine. That's super great, cool, fine. Fine is cool and full is fine. Why is private life? I don't know. The fact is, as the progress of civilization advances, people are more and more okay with unveiling more and more to more and more people. But that's still, there was a time where it was just common knowledge to not reveal anything. For why? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe it's a byproduct of past generation paranoia caused by, like, the Red Scare and whatnot. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there, but I have no way of actually knowing if that's the case or not. But if I'm just trying to think about it real quick, it's the best thing that I can best something. Getting around to opening those after Christmas presents yet? If no Patreon requests, get around to opening those after Christmas presents. I can only hold my anticipation for so long. Yeah, so Pizza Pony sent me a letter with a gift in it to be read after the Advent Christmas thing. So what happened, I wanted to take the 26 and the 27 officially off. I made my videos in advance for those days so no one could possibly know. So, I think so. I mean, why would I be doubting that? I'm not sure. But, basically, because I just want, a couple of days to just relax, just, whatever, let's just relax. Turns out, on the 27th, I try and use my phone, try to do a little test run film, and it ain't work. It ain't work. My phone is getting old. And it's getting old in a serious way. I'm trying to get it fixed, see what I can do to get it fixed without it costing money, or as least amount as possible, so I can film this. So I want to thank you for being patient. This is it's kind of unfortunate thing here. The timing, I'm lucky in my timing, but at the same time, I'm not. Because on the 25th it worked fine. And, give it a day later, and it's like, whoops, almost 2 days later. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to suss this out. I'm trying to get this done. I do apologize. I think you are so generous to me, and yet this kind of thing happened. And I do want to apologize to you personally through a public video. Well, public to a selection of small selection of people. None of you are small. I don't know what any of you are size. 3. Did you make more money in 2014 with a job or more in 2015 with Patreon? It's hard to say because of taxes. After I feel like I've done a relatively even amount of money. Because if you take into consideration that at my old job I wouldn't, when they were available in the summer, take off days and take whenever there's some times when the call debit was small enough, they would let us go home and stuff if we volunteered for it. And I mean those hours, we weren't penalized for it, but we weren't paid either. If you take that into consideration, I think I did more money with Patreon and YouTube ad revenues. However, I haven't been taxed yet. I get the feeling that ultimately I'll end up somewhat even, or I might actually have done a bit less money with Patreon and ad revenue than with my old job. But I have a much greater life quality, and my happiness index is way higher than it ever has been in the last few years. So I think that I'm willing to take that bite a little bit. 4. How often do you make a snowman, or is that something you only did when you were younger? Describe the biggest snowman you've ever made. No, I haven't made a snowman in a while. It's not a thing adults typically do, unlike what TV may tell some of y'all. The biggest one I recall been pretty big, but you have to realize that at the time I was pretty small, so it's hard for me to judge. I'm pretty sure I made a snowman that went up to about my eye level, but how high was I? I wasn't a 6'1.5" monster as I am right now. I was I don't know, man, 4, 5, less than 6 foot. That's for sure. That is the only metric I can be certain of. 5. Say you can place 2 interconnected portals anywhere in the world, but once they're placed, they're permanent. Where do you place them? Man, permanent, huh? Is it cheating? If I want to try and benefit mankind and do a sort of Europe American portal or something? Actually, yeah, I would benefit from that too. Everyone would benefit, and that includes me. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. So it's somewhere around here, somewhere in Sherbrooke, because sure, why not? Somewhere in Europe, in the middle, France or Germany or something. So suddenly you got super travel, and it would be one step closer to an actual legit World Wild Village. Asia and Africa still kind of just doing their thing. Australia too. Sorry about that, but it's only 2 portals. I gotta be realistic here. It's permanent, so I can't just go willy-nilly with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Beaky Kamikaze. I really, really am. 6. What is your heart's true desire? A good meal. Every day. 7. When a joke is that something keeps going / going too far, if it goes on indefinitely, will it keep switching between it's a bad joke because it's going too far and it's a good joke because it goes too far? Will there be a point where it'll just be a bad joke too far or a good joke too far? That's a really good question, actually. Let's think about Desert Bus for a moment. Because that's an 8-hour video game where you're on one screen and you have to constantly press the accelerator and slightly on the side so that you don't veer off-road. Ultimately, I think at some point it will veer towards the bad joke more and more. Because, okay, so humans are really good at getting used to stuff. So not only is it a bad joke that keeps being repeated, like at some point you get used to the repetition. Actually, the real answer, it won't ever be a bad joke too far or a good joke too far. It'll be even worse. It's just gonna turn into noise without any sort of qualification. It won't be a good joke. It won't be a bad joke. It's just gonna be a thing that you barely notice. And for a joke, that's probably the worst possible end you can hope for. 8. How will you explain why bongos start playing when you start riding Yoshi? It is actually the sound of his heart as this palpitates, feeling the presence of a heavy-set man just suddenly jumping on his back. Yoshi, when he gets hit and he starts running away, actually, what happens is that the enemy knocks Mario down, and Yoshi starts to panic, knowing that a large, inebriated man is going to try hopping on his back again. Yoshi's been a victim all this time. Gotta stop that. Stop putting Yoshi in your games. Stop victimizing the Yoshis. It is cruel. And the last thing I gotta do, this whole thing is to copy and paste this CDN nextSimpleSports.com .jpeg image. If it wore dog pants, oh man. The one on the left is pretty silly, but it wouldn't hold really well. I think they should wear it like they are wearing it on the right. Like, it's the most conventional way. Pants are meant to protect your lower body, and or in the case of a quadruped, the other half, the back half. That's the equivalent. Like the dog on the right, on the left rather. It's like if he was wearing a backless unitard. I mean, I'm sure someone somewhere has made something like that for some reason, but it doesn't really serve a purpose, right? Well, what if your dog wants to go out shirtless because it's warm outside? You don't want to force him to wear this weird shirt thing. No, it's the one on the right. The one on the right is by far the most It's normally how clothings are depicted on animals, and there's a reason for that. It holds all the purpose of wearing pants while still being a quadruped. This is Raocow. It's good to be back. 2016. Let's make it real this year. Let's make it real. I don't know, but it's gonna be real.